What's up, guys? It's Friends Light here, and wow, it's been a while. I haven't voiced a video on this channel in over, 3 to 4 years? It's been really difficult for me to not post videos, so yeah, I'd like to talk about what I've been up to these past years and what the future of this YouTube channel will be. And some of you might have followed me on other platforms and know a few of the details in this video, but I just really wanted to cover everything in one video here on YouTube. So, where do I begin? Let's start with the biggest change that happened between now and when I was posting several times a week. We'll have to go back to 2020. Time I fulfilled one of my biggest dreams. I was accepted to medical school. I've been working my whole life to reach this goal, and although I was not accepted for med school in Norway, which is where I was born and raised, they accepted me in Hungary. Now, why did I even apply to Hungary? I have no family in Hungary. I have never had any connection to Hungary, but a Norwegian establishment had an opportunity offered to me, to which I could do the first year of med school in Norway and the following 5 years in Hungary. In the US, for example, med school is differently set up. For my American viewers, in Europe, you have 6 years of medical school and you become a medical doctor. And there's no pre-med and stuff like that. But yeah, back to why I chose Hungary. This was very attractive to me back then because COVID happened and it made me very scared to go abroad. In Norway, the lockdown and COVID regulations wasn't super strict and things were more or less normal. I had heard about lockdowns and the tragic amount of fatalities that COVID left in other countries, and it made me hesitant on what I wanted to do. However, I thought, let's do 1 year in Norway and do our best in Hungary because I still want to fulfill my dream, and I didn't see any other option of doing so. So the first year of med school, which was in Norway, was relatively chill. I actually was able to make a few videos, albeit less videos per week. I still could post something and get really good grades in med school as well. However, as I started my second year in Hungary, everything was new. They were extremely strict, like I'm talking Eastern European levels, Soviet type. I'm not saying that Hungarians are Soviet, but to me it was like super strict. And yeah, it was a very big change to what I was used to in Norway. And so also all documentations were paper form, and so immigration was absolutely hell. Not to mention that one of the hardest medical exams in Europe, the neuroanatomy, which is in the second year of the medical studies I did, was a thing. The fail rate on this course was so high. So yeah, this made me having to prioritize fulfilling my dream or just drop out and continue YouTube. So yeah, this was a big dilemma. I had spoken with my closest friends and a few Smash tubers as well as a Discord channel and concluded that I should fulfill med school and that I would be insanely cool if I became a doctor and did a comeback to YouTube in the future. So yeah, I posted a few messages on my community tab here on YouTube, and you guys have been insanely supportive throughout the years. So yeah, this change from being such an active personality back then to suddenly stop every online interaction because I had to study from 6 in the morning to past midnight every day was very hard. Most of the joy in my life came from speaking to you guys and interacting with all of you. However, I simply couldn't find the time to be involved in any conversations the same way I used to. So I slowly started to get signs of imposter syndrome, and I just became depressed. So I spent this second year in med school in a long distance relationship with my girlfriend that I'd been together with since we were high school freshmen. I was thousands of miles away from everyone and everything I knew in this small apartment all by myself in a country I have never been to, in a place where 90% of the people couldn't even speak English. So yeah, all of this to fulfill my biggest dream. It was very difficult, but I stayed up every night pushing through it. I was studying about 18 to 20 hours every day and slept on average like 4 to 6 hours. I was determined. I wanted to be a great doctor and to persevere through this difficult period. I remember always telling myself that there are so many people that dream of being in my position, so being on the right track to accomplishing their lifelong goal, and I just told myself I can't give up. So yeah, that second year I worked so hard, and I received an award for my performance in biochemistry, and not to mention receiving the highest of honors at my university, the Student of the Year award. As I finished my second year, I remember looking at these awards in my bed and just cried myself to sleep. I'd suffered so much, and I really missed my girlfriend, my friends, my family, and not to mention you guys. This was one of the toughest periods I've been through, and as I started third and fourth year in med school, things did start to become a little more routine. I now understood what the professors at my university focus on when they give us any kind of literature, and I sort of cracked the code a little with medicine, so I managed to decrease my daily studying time from 18 hours to 14 hours. Still a lot of studying, but from those 4 hours, it really helped my mental health. And I was always thinking, like, maybe I should make a video, but then again, I also thought, should I just make a random video and then suddenly find out I can't continue posting? This was basically the result with the 2 multiverses bread and butter videos. I honestly don't know why I made them. I felt severe guilt for posting those because me personally, I hate posting videos on my YouTube channel without any kind of love given to them. I have always had something in mind, some suggestion from you guys, and just interacted with you guys before posting anything. And so you guys have always been my first priority, and with these 2 videos, I just didn't see myself in them. And so yeah, I then just told myself to stop pretending that I would find time to make videos, and then yeah, I became depressed yet again and tried to find another way to ease my mind. I was already burnt out from med school, looking for whatever that could help me, and then yeah, I started making music. I played piano when I was 8 years old, and throughout my middle school and high school years, I went on YouTube and just wrote lyrics for beats for free. It was just for fun. I never thought of it as anything I'd take seriously in the future, but one summer, I don't remember if it was between 3rd or 4th year, somewhere around that, I was with my friend that did music as a hobby, and as I was listening to some of his stuff on SoundCloud with him, I was humming some melodies, and he just insisted that I actually tried singing on the mic for once. And as I started freestyling some melodies, made some lyrics, he insisted that I took music more seriously. So we started hanging out a little more with this music in his studio, and then we started to make proper music and released a few tracks together on Spotify. So people around us, they started listening to it, and then I understood, wow, this might be it. They really like it. It's something I love doing. It's also something that keeps my mind at peace. I could express myself. So music was my escape from the pressure, the guilt, the sheer emotional burden I carried every day, being away from everyone and everything I loved. And so I sat down one summer, I think it was the same summer, with help from my friend. I started taking it more seriously, day by day improving, and then I released an album on Spotify called Late for the After Party. And so none of the music I make was about me. Like, I didn't make any music that represented me in any kind of way. It was more an escape from reality. So I just made different personas in my mind to which I made music for, and people loved it. So my friends started sharing it, and it sort of popped off on Spotify. The album with 7 tracks, reaching now, I think, a total of 200,000 streams. I was astounded. It was simply mind-blowing that I made music that could reach that many people. If you'd like to find me on any music platform, this doesn't have to be Spotify. It could be anything. I go by Frenzy, F-R-N-Z-Y. It wouldn't mean the world if you drop a follow on the Spotify account, and perhaps check out the Instagram user @officialfrenzy, where I try to be active. So yeah. Now, last year, I started 5th year, and I understood that I'm slowly but surely reaching the end steps of my medical journey, and so I started to become little by little more active in the Discord server, which I made many years ago. And to my surprise, there were still people in the server. This Discord server, which was made for me to connect with you guys, this place which we built bridges, it was still somehow healthy and alive. The Discord server is called Frenzy Silly Family. The whole ideology of this server was that if you were part of it and you treated another with respect, you were not just a part of a server, but a family, the Frenzy family. And so it soon actually became the Frenzy Army. And this was not just a place to discuss Smash, it was a place to discuss whatever, share creative aspects of your everyday life, get help with your homework, and not to mention one of the most important channels on the server, the deep late night thoughts. I knew when I was young that carrying mental weight every day is very difficult. People get lonely, people have issues, they have bad days, and I wanted the server to be a place where you could just escape. If you needed to vent, you can vent in this channel. This was actually one of, if not the only channel I used during my first years in med schools, crying myself to sleep as I tried to just write all my feelings in this chat. And you guys always showed up, you always talked to me, you always replied, always cared. And so this was also the only channel I truly prioritized to check out whenever you guys had tough times, especially when you guys have been there for me. So the server was not just a server to me, but a place I called home when I was online. So yeah, 2025 came. I told myself at New Year's Eve that I have to do my best to return. So in January, me and my girlfriend of 7 years went to Spain, and I proposed to her. This was the woman of my life, and I couldn't imagine spending a single second breathing without knowing that she will become my wife one day. And so she said yes, and it was one of the greatest days of my life. I was nervous as hell, but the biggest relief I had when I just heard that she said yes. And I am engaged as of today, and 2 weeks prior to the engagement, I made an album for my fiance called Pia, which you can find on Spotify and any other platform if you'd like to have a listen. And this was the only time I didn't use another persona to write music. This album was straight from my heart, and the biggest shifts of my life just started from here. I was motivated, ready, and eager to turn my mental state around and run towards the light at the end of this tunnel I have been running through all these years. Catch this dream I have been chasing all these years and return to YouTube, my second family. So yeah, from February to May, I finished my 5th year of medical school. I've reached present now in my story. It's June, and I am a 6th year medical student. It almost brings a tear to my eye knowing that I am soon to be a medical doctor. This 6th year is not lectures or seminars, it's just pure work at a hospital, working as a medical doctor in different departments. I can't really say that I'm a medical doctor as of now because I haven't graduated, but the work I do right now is equivalent to what a doctor does at the hospitals. When I put that doctor's coat for the first time, I became so emotional. It was such an honor. It was great pride, happiness to just be able to help people. I couldn't really contain the happiness of finally knowing that all that pain that I've been through, all those late nights crying myself to sleep, studying my ass off, finally paid off. I've received awards on awards on awards, but nothing felt like this. I was so proud of myself when I put that white coat on, and just hearing my supervisors that I've been an extraordinary doctor this first week of working at the hospital, it almost made me cry. I'm now working full-time at the hospital, and as I'm writing this, I'm trying to be more active in the Discord server compared to previous years. Regarding the server, I've gotten help from 2 amazing individuals, Stocky and Bussy, which has been an amazing duo reviving the server. And there are plans of monthly mental health meetings, tournaments with prize money, and other shenanigans we will find out later. For this YouTube channel, I've hired one of the kindest people I was lucky to get to know a few years back, SMG54, as my editor. He's the guy editing this video, so I hope you made a great impression, and we will be discussing some video ideas we'd like to make both in the Discord and with each other, and hopefully you will be seeing videos being uploaded soon. And so yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for everything you've done all these years for me. I take nothing for granted, and I am in extreme debt to all of you guys. I love you all. Thank you, and take care. You guys make my days.